Hello everyone and welcome back to Children's Museum Houston Education Moment. I'm Allie, the Life Science Educator, and this video is part of a series where we take a closer look at items I found outside using my digital microscope. Today we'll be looking at leaves.
We're taking a closer look, taking a closer look, taking a closer look. Sponsored by the Strike Foundation.
Before we begin, let's go ahead and take a look at all the parts of a leaf. So this leaf here is going to be similar to this leaf I found outside. The whole leaf part is actually called the blade. And the blade is attached to the tree through the petiole, which is the stem of the leaf. The very top of the leaf, just like here, is called the apex. And the apex, there's a vein that runs from the apex to the petiole that's actually called the midrib. And you can kind of feel that it sticks out a little bit, especially on the back. So this midrib actually has other veins that stick out from it, and those are called the leaf veins. We have the base of the leaf here, right where the petiole meets the leaf, and then the edge of the leaf is known as the margin. So those are the parts of the leaf. Here's one of the leaves I found outside, but I think we can zoom in a little closer.
What we're looking at is a eastern black oak leaf, and as we zoom in, you can see the veins of the leaf. The bright white or light green vein is known as the midrib. And as I scan across, you can see all the little veins. We're going to scan all the way to the petiole, which is the stem of the leaf. Now we're looking at the underside of the leaf, and we're going to follow the midrib all the way up. And as we do so, you can actually see some webbing, which is actually from some insect activity. And you can see all these little irregular polygonal shapes in the leaf. Those are actually called the cuticles, and they are the epidermis of the leaf. So it's going to be like the leaf's outer skin layer. And look, there's some more insect activity. You can see the webbing all around the midrib of the leaf. Now let's look at a different leaf. A wax leaf privet, and I'm going to flip it over, and then we're actually going to zoom in on this leaf to see something rather spectacular. Let me go ahead and focus the microscope. Focus. There we go, and now you can see these dark green flecks on the underside of the leaf. Those are actually called the stomata, and you can see them all over the whole underside of the leaf.
The stomata are actually tiny microscopic holes in the epidermis or skin of the leaf. These holes is where gas exchange occurs. They open up and they can take in CO2 or release water and oxygen. If I were to zoom in this picture just a little bit closer, you can actually see how they look on a cellular level. This is an example of a stomata that's open. This is an example of a stomata that's closed. If we were to zoom in on our leaf even more with a much better microscope, I can scroll down to show you what that would look like. This is what the stomata looks like on a cabbage leaf. Isn't that cool?
Now we're looking at a lantana bush leaf, and you can see how small it is compared to my fingers. I'm going to flip it over, and it looks like there's some dots on it. Let's go ahead and zoom in and see what we can see. Let me make sure I can get my microscope focused. Awesome. Oh my goodness. And you can see here that those are actually insects. They're what's known as aphids. Aphids actually feed off of the liquid inside the leaves, and they can end up killing plants. And you can see the tiny little green bugs crawling around right on that leaf.
Those bugs were a surprise. Thank you so much for looking at leaves with me today, and thank you to the Strake Foundation for sponsoring this video. I can't wait to look at other things I found outside with you really, really closely.